And when you look at sort of creativity generally, do you think there is more out there online than anywhere else, Helen?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've stopped having a barrier to entry. So you can, if you've got a creative voice, you can find a vehicle for that voice, whether it's a short Instagram story that will take you next to no time to record and upload, or a fully scripted YouTube show that you spend a lot of time producing. I think that's what's really exciting. If you've got a creative voice, you can get it online to an audience very quickly without a whole load of gatekeepers asking permission to them. You can just go and do it.
Yeah, what we find increasingly, which is interesting, is even people we're casting into formatted shows, it will emerge in strange ways that they have their own hidden YouTube channels. And so you don't even, but that's not related to what they're actually going to do with us, but you just sort of realize that lots and lots of people are running their own content vehicles.
It's like dragons.
They're not trying to be, presenters. Is not what they're trying to be. It's just how they have fun.
It's like in Dragon's Den when they pitch one business.
Yes.
And then they go, what about your other business? Oh, that's not available.
Yeah.
Like, no, we want it. No.
That's it.
That was actually doing well already.
Yeah.
I don't need you for that.
So I'm getting more of these emails that says, you remember the guy that we thought was really good? Well, it's just emerged that he's also, and you're like, wow, these people have got these different channels going on. It's interesting.
But Chicken Shop Date happened because I originally pitched it to online platforms and broadcasters, and nobody wanted it. So then I was like, well, I'm going to steer myself. And so that's how it happened, really. It's because of like the gatekeeping is, I think, such a barrier for so many young people, especially, and what YouTube has allowed. And YouTube, and now obviously Instagram too, and other social media platforms, is like, yeah, as Helen was saying, for you to be in control of your content.
But there's people like, there's some first-time presenters that we are going to be working with.
That felt a bit mean.
Later on the year. First time, do you know what I mean? Whatever, who's anybody's first time. But, and, when they have an Instagram channel, or exactly they've got a set of stories going out, you can see that they've got, it's a place where I can see what they've got to say and how they say it, and also how people react to what they say. And it's kind of like a mini pilot, a mini taster to what they want to say in an hour on BBC Three. And that has, for those people that have come to my attention that way, it's really useful because it's just them. They haven't got any agent, they haven't got anything.
I think that's what's really exciting,
Yeah.
because then you do everything. So you write it, you edit it, you direct it, you're also doing your own marketing plan for it. You might be creating your own digital assets and your own design. That's to be celebrated and applauded.
Yeah.
Yeah, being an all-rounder in all of those things, it's so valuable to be able to, like, both me and Asim, like, we produce a lot of our own content. I do anyway, I know Asim does. And so being able to know both sides of the industry, I think makes you a better performer, it makes you a better producer.
There's a kind of interesting thing talking about the gatekeeping, because you look at, some stuff is fully formed, like Shiro's story, for example, which is amazing and has now gone on to do incredibly well. But you sort of know that would not have been picked up by a broadcaster. Like you just do, don't you? And that's maybe something that we need to look at, isn't it? Do you think, Helen?
Or is it great that it exists on YouTube? It is telly the big ambition. Sometimes it's okay to not be on TV. Maybe it reaches a bigger audience on YouTube, or you can have comments on YouTube, and you have full creative control. So really, they can do it without the TV industry.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking from the perspective of TV people.
Yeah.
It's a shame for them.
Yeah, well
It's not a shame for Ratman, no.
He's making a movie now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing amazingly well. For anyone who hasn't seen Amelia doing Chicken Shop Date, and it's had 26 million streams and counting, so you probably have. Let's have a quick look at a highlights reel. How important to you guys, Amelia and Asim, is the sort of two-way communication that you can have with your audience, the direct line that you have? How much does that shape your work?
Yeah, I think a lot. I think for my Chabadi G socials, I a lot of the time I test out jokes. So if it's something funny comes to me, or if it's like a cultural kind of thing that happens, in pop culture, or just generally anything, I'll put it on my Instagram, put it on my Twitter, my Facebook, and then I can instantly see the reaction if something goes viral. A lot of that stuff makes it into the show. You know, like sayings like, you know, girthy, you know, just, I mean, I can't even think, but there's so many, so much stuff that we kind of think, well, that was quite popular, you know, and then we put that into the script. And then when it comes on the show, people already know that joke. So it's quite a cool thing. And obviously top comments are really useful as well. You go to a YouTube video, you go to your Instagram, the top comment is normally like a brilliant bit of writing that everyone agrees, you know, that's the best. And you go to it and it's great. Some of the stuff you think, oh fuck, it's better than my caption. You know? So I think it's great to test stuff out. I've even tested out a few new characters that I'm kind of, that's in development, and I've actually created Instagrams for them, and I haven't really, you know, promoted it much, but created it as if they're like real characters, and they've just got a, like, you know, they just get following, and you start thinking, okay. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually developing a character in real time on social media, which is, you know, like, you know, obviously I did that with, you know, with your buddy G, he kind of existed before that as well. But now that I'm so super aware of what people catch on to, what they like, I'm actually forming these characters. Then I understand the character so much because they're real, they interact with people. So when it does come to scripting and, you know, you're plotting out a narrative or something, I know how that character is going to react in certain situations because I've kind of tested it out, you know? So I think it's great. And also for kind of my agent, Debbie Allen, she kind of always told me that when you are doing, you know, character stuff, because I like doing character stuff, I don't really like doing too much stuff as myself. I like the mask to hide. You know, if you've got a new character, it's always good to have proof that it pre-existed before the broadcaster gets, you know, their hands on it, because then there's an argument of who actually created this, and then it can get messy, and trust me. So it's good to have proof that it pre-existed and all this kind of stuff. And a really good agent. And then it's kind of like, you know, when you come to the character rights, because, you know, like I use Sacha Baron Cohen as an example. His Ali G and Borat character was on the Channel 4 show, and then I don't know the exact story, but I know that he ended up buying his character rights, so he owned that character. And then obviously he went on and did whatever he wanted to. So in a way, it can liberate you, it can give you freedom. And it doesn't just lock you down to one show, one format. You know, formats die. Characters can live on forever if you do it right. I mean, if you look at Coogan and, you know, Gervais, all these people, these characters are still very relevant. So I think it's really useful.
The comment section for me, like especially, is like somewhere where I can like literally directly contact my audience, and you build a community through the comments, through the like the funny ones, the not so funny ones, and people like suggest like artists they want to have on the show. I listen to some of them I don't. And I guess also being as a YouTuber, being in control of your analytics, I think is like so powerful, because I don't know exactly how it works with TV, but I'm not sure that like production companies get like all of the analytics from the shows that they create for broadcast. And like for me, I can see where people have watched it, the age of people, like all of these different factors, which then I guess makes you understand your program way more, and also gives you ideas of what to do in the future, whether that's with the same format or if you're creating a new format. You can sort of figure out from like the type of people that are watching it what they like. And also there's a tab on YouTube, the community tab, where you can literally just ask your subscribers questions. So like the other day I was like, what do you want to see from me on this channel? And they literally just tell you what they want. So I
think on TV there's the 34 people across the country have a barb box. And then you just
how it works.
You just multiply up from that, and it gives you a rough idea. And if it turns out that you've got good figures, you say it's gospel. And if it turns out you've got bad figures, you're like, there's so few of them, it doesn't really matter.
To speak for the TV people, even though I don't run a TV channel, I think now for the on-demand, like for OD and definitely for iPlayer, there is a world of information and analytics about like watch times, what kind of people are watching, that we on BBC Three are very focused in on, mainly because we have to be, because we're not a channel, we're a reel in iPlayer. But I totally subscribe to that view. Some of that, the short form that we make that comes from the Birmingham team, we look at that to say which, you know, these are ordinary punters, and we look and see who really worked there that we could maybe do something longer with, which editorial piece worked really well with there that we could build out into a long form. So it's exactly that sort of very granular audience hits and comments, the kind of thing people are saying to you that is really of value. It's quicker, it's just quicker.
Yeah.